Hello everybody and welcome back for another garden vlog. We are starting off today by finally planting up my cluster of pots by my driveway. I have not done this yet because I was procrastinating buying plants, honestly. But finally I got the motivation to go out and do it. I needed to buy more soil too, so I was just like, well, I'm going to the garden center, so I might as well pick up a few things. I was just talking like a lot and I was not even recording. So annoying. Anyway. I was saying that I got some petunias and that might or might not have been a mistake because this spot does get a lot of shade and petunias love full sun, but they are going to be getting sun like in the morning and hopefully it's enough. We will see. The summer is only just beginning, so I think that I have planted full sun plants here before and they did fine, so I'm just getting paranoid. Anyway, I have it all set up how I'm going to plant it and I'll show you that real quick. Okay, here's just a quick little visual before everything is planted. So in this long one right here, I have some, what do they call these? A white petunia. I have some asparagus fern. I can't think of any names. Purple petunia, which looks really bad. I think it's just thirsty though. Yeah, that's super thirsty. Hopefully that will perk back up. And then I have another asparagus fern. And then up here I have two of these purple hearts and I'm hoping that they'll cascade down. And then I have a sweet potato vine, which I think will get much bigger. It was in like very full sun at the garden center and some of the leaves looked a little bit fried. In just a couple of weeks, all of that will not matter. I got a pre-arranged petunia set thing that I'm gonna put in this barrel, and then I got another one that I'm gonna put in the urn. I would love if I could put something tall in this urn, but I don't know. I was looking at the fountain grass and I just couldn't commit. And I kind of wish that I got like a purple fountain grass, but I didn't. And then I have a sweet potato vine just by itself in this pot. And then I have the diamond frost euphorbia and then a coleus for this one. So there are definitely a lot of like shade stuff in this area that can handle a little bit more sun. I'm really only worried about the petunias, so we will see. Hopefully they will make it through. Also, before we get too far into this, I wanted to show you my new Crocs. Look at how cute these are. They're my first pair of Crocs ever and I had to get them because they're so beautiful. I love the flowers and I got them for gardening. So I was wearing Birkenstocks and I just went and changed into these. So I will link them down below if anybody is interested. I really hope that these fill in this summer, especially this one. It's looking a little sparse, but annuals grow like crazy. Like that's like the whole point and like fun of them. So yeah, we'll see how this grows and changes and fills out as the season goes on. Okay friends, so we're now out in the garden because I wanted to show you what I planted, where I planted it, and how things are going. It has already been such a dry season. Like I think we are many inches below the annual average, which kind of stinks because I'm having to do a lot of hand watering because I don't have an irrigation system out here. And like that is something that I could have done, and if I ever build a garden like this again, which I probably will, I will probably include a drip irrigation system just because coming out and watering sometimes twice a day in the summer is really annoying. A couple weeks ago, earlier in May, actually the first weekend in May, my mom and sister helped me plant out the garden, so we had to refill a lot of the beds because as the season goes on, the soil settles. So I just add like, I think I added like 2 bags of soil per bed, and then we planted our plants, and some of them were starts and some of them I just direct sowed some seeds, and all of the seedlings that I started in my seedling starting video died, which is really tragic because the heat system, like the entire like airflow situation in the greenhouse was just not ready, and I didn't come out and water them enough for the amount of heat that they were experiencing. Like it was getting up to like over 100 degrees in there, and I should have just not started seeds in that environment yet because I don't have like full control of it. So I've learned my lesson. Hopefully next year that will be different. I went out and I got a couple of starts. I think I spent like maybe $20 on starts. But anyways, I'm gonna insert the footage of us putting in all of the new dirt and planting in. Okay, so first of all, you can see that the grass is heavily trying to take over, and I started out this season just pulling weeds, and that took care of it for a while, but it is coming back with vengeance. This area specifically is always very weedy. Yeah, I don't know why specifically there's landscape cloth under all of this, but obviously as seasons go on, the weed seeds get planted into like the rock on top of the weed barrier. So I have 4 corner boxes, and in this one I put spaghetti squash, and then in this one, it's been a little windy, I had these nicely stacked on top of my bench here. In this one I put zucchini, and the reason that I put those on the corner beds is because the first year that I planted squash, they got really bad powdery mildew, and it got my cantaloupe infected and just like a bunch of other stuff. So, and since they grow so big and unruly, I like having them in the corners. So we will see how that goes this year. I can also like train them up a trellis if I wanted them to be like upright. This bed, I have 4 different types of pepper. I have yellow, red, I think this one's probably, oh, this is a jalapeno, and then this one is a green pepper. And then those are cucumbers, just 2 of them, but I did buy another little pot of starts because I want to plant, I think like 2 more, one right here, one right here, because I would like to have a little bit more than just 2 plants. There was a 3rd one planted over there, but an animal ate it. So that's something that I have to deal with. I think it's a squirrel, and squirrels are really hard to keep out of your garden because they can climb and jump and get through small spaces. So that's kind of something I've been dealing with. You can see something has been digging. I did plant cosmos right here, and none of them came up. And I think that is just like I actually don't know why, but I have other like annual seeds, like annual flower seeds that I'll probably put in here instead and see if it takes. We'll see. These are green beans, and in the first round, only 2 of them came up, and I actually reseeded a few days ago, like 5 more. And these are not climbing beans, they're just like bush beans. And they're super good. They're just green beans. And I've planted them every year from the same seed pack. So maybe that's why the germination wasn't as great, because the seeds are getting a little old. This is a tomato. And to be honest, I think it has a pest. Like it doesn't look super healthy, but it's a big boy hybrid tomato. So I'm probably gonna come out and assess that. Not now because I'm just coming out here real quick to film this, but I think that plant has a pest because it doesn't look right. Over here, so I have like this arch thing, and so the cucumber is gonna grow up this side, and then right here, I have just like a bunch of zinnias. You can see like a little bit of green, and I think they're like the violet zinnias, so they're gonna be purple, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. And then I don't have anything planted in this section. If you guys have any suggestions for what I should plant here, I have room for something to climb, but I just do not know what to put there. I was thinking maybe a squash of some kind, but squash can be kind of heavy and I don't necessarily want to be out here bracing them all the time. So let me know what you think I should put here because it can climb or it cannot. But it'd be cool if it did because we have the trellis. This one is a Roma tomato, looking good. I planted coneflower seeds along here. They all came up and then a squirrel came and ate them. So fingers crossed. I did reseed them. It looks like somebody has been digging right here since I've reseeded, but the rest of it looks okay. So hopefully those will come up. Over here, I have watermelon, and those are putting out their next like true leaves. So those are coming up nicely. Hopefully, hopefully they'll stay happy. I'm really surprised that the animal hasn't eaten them, like whatever it is. I think it's a squirrel though. So we'll see. This will definitely spread out, and I put it over here because like there's not much walking room anyway. So it should just like spread out a lot into this whole area. And then this one is another Roma tomato. And then I have cantaloupe seeds planted on either side of this like mini hoop trellis. Okay, apologies for the camera change here. My camera just died and I'm not gonna go in to just change out the battery for this little last bit. Anyway, I have these nasturtium. They're really pretty. I don't know how big they're gonna get. Like, I don't know, but I did plant another one right here and right here, I think. We'll see if they even come up. And then back here on this trellis, it hasn't come up again yet, but I planted loofah, which is basically the sponge plant. So you can dry it out and it is a sponge. And I think it's a part of the squash family. So I'm gonna have it climb on this. And they have come up already, but then an animal ate them. So I reseeded them and hopefully I will be able to like monitor them a little bit better. But yeah, I just was not expecting animals to eat them. So eat my seedlings so much. Last year it only happened one time. And this year it happened like for pretty much everything I seeded, which was really annoying because now we're like way more behind than I would have been if I started in May like I did actually. So live and learn, I guess. And then in this back corner bed, I planted a pumpkin. Now I don't remember if it was the fairy tale pumpkin or the blue doll pumpkin, but it's one of them and it's in here. And then the other type of pumpkin is in here. So basically they'll just be able to spread out and I could even like trail them along like the sides, or I don't know. I'm just gonna see what happens. Pumpkins, in my experience, are pretty easy to grow. I grew them my first year and they just spread out a lot. That's the only thing, but otherwise I found them pretty easy. All of that being said, I'm going to head out and just water all of my garden beds before I go inside so they have a nice drink to go to sleep with. And yeah, that is the garden this year. We will see how it develops and changes and grows. Obviously, it does not look impressive right now, but it will look pretty full hopefully soon. I don't usually plant as many flowers as I did. That was a big change that I made this year because I want to bring in more pollinators. And I don't know. I think flowers are going to be really easy to have in here to maintain everything because obviously I'm having a baby. I'm not going to be able to be out here all the time, like harvesting and stuff. And so I don't know, I just think flowers will make it look pretty, but not have as much work. So I really honed in what I was going to plant based on what do we eat? What do we actually eat? So peppers, cucumbers, tomatoes, cantaloupe, like watermelon. Those are things that I love to eat and I love to cook with. So other than that, oh, and obviously the squash. But other than that, like I don't really feel the need to grow a lot of crazy stuff just because I don't like to cook that much. So it is nice just to have like snacky things to grow, like tomatoes and cantaloupe and things like that. And peppers for when I do cook. I like to add in the peppers, put them in salads and stuff like that. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.